If you are over 60, I have a truth that may shock you. Your house isn't cluttered because you're lazy, but because 20 everyday items are quietly multiplying like rabbits in your kitchen, closet, and bedroom. They may look harmless, but they are the hidden culprits turning your home, which should be a place of peace, into a suffocating storage unit. I'm Frank, and today I'll show you 20 items that are secretly stealing your space, your money, and even your peace of mind. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which items to get rid of, how much they're costing you, and the simple 3-step system a 73-year-old retired teacher used to turn her cluttered house into a restful retreat in just 2 weeks. Here are a few things you're about to hear. Why that pile of plastic containers in your kitchen might be silently eating up $50 a month, just because you need extra shelving and waste time searching. The story of a retired mechanic in Oregon who got rid of 20 mugs, freed up an entire cabinet, and turned his morning coffee into a pleasant moment instead of a tiring one. Why expired medications are not just trash but a health hazard. When Americans over 65 are wasting up to $1.5 billion every year on discarded prescriptions. And most surprising of all, item number 20, present in 89% of senior bedrooms in the US. Remove it, and every other area of your home will suddenly feel much easier to manage. I believe clutter doesn't come from a lack of determination. It comes from not naming the true troublemakers. Once you identify them, you'll stop fighting the wrong battle. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this content helpful. Your support is what motivates me to keep sharing more meaningful things. Thank you for being here. And now, let's get to the very first item. Item number 1. Plastic food containers. Plastic containers are the fastest growing thing in the kitchen. You start with just a few, and within 6 months, you're drowning in warped boxes, missing lids, and yellowed plastic, with every cabinet opening triggering an avalanche. Evelyn, 70, a retired nurse in Florida, once kept 33 containers, but after switching to just 6 glass ones that nested neatly, her kitchen became tidy and much easier to manage. She saved about $50 a month by not buying more shelves or new boxes. Considering that renting a small storage unit in the US costs around $100 to $120 a month, cutting down on containers helped her avoid the feeling of maintaining a mini storage right inside her kitchen. Lesson: just 6 quality glass containers are enough for daily needs. Item number 2. Extra cups and mugs. Cups are sweet little space thieves. Seniors often collect them from birthdays, Christmas gifts, or travels. But in reality, most people only use 2 favorites. George, 72, a retired mechanic in Oregon, checked his cabinets and found 24 mugs, 12 of which had never been used. He decided to keep 1 favorite for each family member, plus 2 extras for guests, and donated the other 20 to a thrift store. The result? His kitchen felt airy, his morning coffee became more enjoyable, and he saved nearly $70 by not needing extra mug racks. The key is, the real gift isn't in the mug itself, but in the memories it carries, while your kitchen deserves clarity and space. Item number 3. Expired coupons. A drawer full of old coupons looks like treasure, but it only drains energy. Every week, supermarkets and pharmacies send new ones, stacking up hundreds that have already expired. Marilyn, 66, a former cashier in Arizona, once kept more than 300 coupons, some dating back 2 years. When her daughter helped declutter, she kept only valid coupons in a small binder with dates and set a monthly routine to toss expired ones. That way, she used them on time and saved over $180 a year, equivalent to 2 weeks of groceries for one person. Lesson: expired coupons have no value. They're just scraps of paper. Keep only a small envelope and purge often. Item number 4. Duplicate kitchen tools. Buying extras because you can't find the old ones is the reason drawers overflow with duplicates. Harold, 69, a retired carpenter in Michigan, checked his drawers and found 3 peelers, 2 can openers, 4 tongs, and 5 whisks. After laying them all out, he kept only the best one of each and donated the rest to his local church. As a result, he saved about $40 a month from no longer buying duplicates, and cooking became faster since everything had its place. Compared with paying $100 a month for a mini storage unit, holding on to extras is like paying storage rent inside your own home. Lesson: gather all of one type in one spot. Keep the best and let the rest serve someone else. Item number 5. Newspaper recipe clippings. Recipe clippings often start with good intentions, but after years, they only become dusty piles of paper. Janice, 67, a retired teacher in North Carolina, once kept more than 200 recipes she had never cooked. At her daughter's suggestion, she photographed 40 dishes she truly wanted to try, kept 5 family favorites, and recycled the rest. Since then, she has cooked more new meals because recipes were easier to find on her phone instead of rummaging through paper. This helped her save about $30 a month by not buying extra magazines just for a few recipes. With the average monthly food spending of $350 for Americans over 60, that saving is enough for an additional nutritious dinner. Lesson: recipes should inspire, not turn into a paper burden. Item number 6. Old magazines. Stacks of magazines next to the sofa or coffee table are often kept with the hope of reading later. But in reality, after 6 months, they only become a dusty paper mountain, making the living room shrouded and messy. Paul, 71, a retired Navy veteran in Virginia, once had more than 55 magazines piled in the corner. Every time he cleaned, he felt guilty for not reading them. Finally, he kept only the latest issue and one with a particularly useful article, and donated the rest to the community library. After that, the room felt airy, no longer heavy. This also helped him save about $15 a month by stopping magazine subscriptions and switching to free online reading. For seniors, fewer magazines means less stress, more breathing space, and more focus on the joy of truly reading. Item number 7. Old appliance manuals. Manuals for cassette players from 1990, VCR decks or flip phones, devices that no longer exist, still fill drawers. The habit of keeping them just in case only turns your home into a museum of outdated technology. Nancy, 68, a retired office worker in Chicago, gathered her papers and found 3 drawers stuffed with manuals for items long gone. After clearing them, she got rid of more than 150 thick booklets, keeping only manuals for her current washer and refrigerator. She realized everything else could be downloaded online anytime. As a result, she regained a whole drawer for batteries, flashlights and first aid supplies, much more practical. By discarding the rest, she also avoided buying new storage boxes, saving about $25. Lesson: if you can't recognize the device in 10 seconds, that manual has no purpose left. Item number 8. Medical records. Medical records are among the papers that cause the most household clutter. Every doctor visit produces stacks of results, bills, insurance, and prescriptions. And after a few years, you have piles nobody needs. Albert, 74, a retired accountant in New Jersey, once paid $60 per month for outside storage because his house was too full. With his son's help, he kept only the past year's records for ongoing conditions, scanned the rest, and saved them carefully on a USB drive. This reduced his paper load by 70%, his file cabinet became tidy, and he no longer had to pay storage fees. It also allowed him to find test results in minutes instead of hours. AARP research shows nearly 40% of American seniors feel stressed when searching medical documents, and Albert's approach not only saved money, but also reduced stress significantly. Item number 9. Greeting cards. Birthday, Christmas, and sympathy cards all carry feelings, but when hundreds sit in dusty boxes, they turn into burdens. Rita, 69, a former postal worker in Colorado, had 120 cards filling 2 large boxes. She kept them because she thought throwing them out was disrespectful. But she realized she never opened them again. Finally, she photographed all of them, kept 5 with special handwriting from her husband and daughter, and recycled the rest. To her surprise, she felt lighter, no longer guilty about seeing the boxes. She also saved about $20 by not buying new storage. Lesson: love is not in the card, but in the memories you keep in your heart. Item number 10. Warranty and receipts. Many people keep every receipt, from a 15-year-old refrigerator to a $5 lamp, for fear they might need warranty service. But most are never used. Samuel, 70, a retired engineer in Minnesota, had more than 200 mixed receipts and warranties. When he needed the dishwasher warranty, he searched for almost an hour without success. After applying the rule of keeping only warranties for items over $100 still under coverage, he cut the pile down to 15 papers. This freed up a whole drawer, and when the dishwasher broke, he found the right paper in 30 seconds. That saved him $120 in unnecessary repair fees by using the valid warranty. Lesson: keeping too many papers doesn't make you safer. It makes you lose control. Item number 11. Extra decorative pillows. Pillows look beautiful in magazines, but in real life, they only turn your bed into a showroom instead of a resting place. Every night you take them off. Every morning you pile them back. It's meaningless repetition. Susan, 72, a retired elementary teacher in California, once had 8 decorative pillows on her bed. She spent 5 minutes arranging them daily, about 30 hours a year just dancing with pillows. After keeping only 2 for back support while reading, she donated the rest. Instantly, her bedroom felt lighter, and she slept better without the fake living room vibe. With the time saved, she practiced meditation, improving her mental health. Item number 12. Books never reread. Books are knowledge and memory, but shelves crammed with volumes never reopened become a burden. Henry, 75, a retired professor in Massachusetts, once had more than 150 dusty books. When his son asked, "Have you reread any this past year?" he was silent. He decided to keep only 25 that he truly loved and referenced, donating the rest to the local library. This not only saved him about $60 a year on new shelves, but also brought him joy seeing students use his books. Lesson: Hoarding books doesn't keep knowledge alive. Sharing them spreads their value. Item number 13. Expired medicine. Expired drugs clutter and endanger. A medicine cabinet with old bottles makes it easy to confuse new with old. Patricia, 68, a retired nurse in Georgia, once had 40 bottles, many of which had expired since 2018. Once, she nearly took spoiled antibiotics instead of blood pressure pills. Later, she joined a drug take-back program at her pharmacy, returned all old meds, and kept only her current prescriptions. She found her cabinet tidy, safer, and easier to use. With Americans wasting more than $1.5 billion yearly on discarded prescriptions, her story shows that clearing medicine protects both health and wallet. Item number 14. Clothes that don't fit. The someday closet haunts many. Jeans from your 40s, a 30-year-old wedding dress, or jackets too tight but kept for "I does when I lose weight." Dorothy, 73, a retired seamstress in Colorado, had more than 40 outfits that no longer fit. Each time she opened her closet, she felt judged by her clothes. After bravely donating them, she bought 3 new outfits for $120 that fit her present body. The result: confidence, joy, and freedom from old reminders. Clothes should make you feel good today, not punish you for yesterday. Item number 15. Small jewelry boxes. Each jewelry piece comes with a box, and soon your dresser is filled with empty or half-used ones. Lois, 70, a retired banker in Ohio, once had 20 little boxes scattered across her vanity. Every time she searched for her anniversary bracelet, she had to dig. After buying one large organizer with clear sections, she consolidated everything. She even rediscovered pieces she thought were lost, and her mornings became quicker. This also saved her about $35 by avoiding extra storage boxes. Lesson: the fewer boxes, the more jewelry you see. Item number 16. Duplicate cleaners. Under sinks or in bathrooms, you may find 3 glass cleaners, 4 floor solutions, and 2 toilet scrubs. Donald, 71, a retired firefighter in Washington, gathered his supplies and found 6 identical bottles, all because he forgot what he already had. After organizing them into one portable caddy, he always knew the count. Over a year, he saved nearly $80 by avoiding duplicates. More importantly, carrying one caddy made cleaning faster and safer, sparing his back. At this age, saving strength is more valuable than saving money. Item number 17. Counter-hogging appliances. A juicer from 2010, a bread maker used twice, or a pasta machine still boxed, all occupying the most valuable kitchen space: counters. Elaine, 69, a retired nurse in Texas, realized 40% of her counters were buried under gadgets. Once, she spent 15 minutes clearing space just to chop vegetables. After putting away 4 unused devices and gifting 2 to friends, her kitchen became brighter, safer, and easier. She saved time cooking and avoided buying extra shelves or tables, saving about $60. For seniors, empty counter space is worth more than gadgets rarely touched. Item number 18. Abandoned craft supplies. Unused yarn, unopened paints, or stacks of scrapbook paper are museums of intention. Barbara, 72, a retired social worker in Oregon, had a closet full of crafts untouched for 5 years. Finally, she donated them to a senior center where they ran art and knitting classes. She felt relief knowing her supplies brought new joy. She also freed an entire room, avoiding an extra storage unit that would have cost $100 monthly. Lesson: hobbies change, but living space is always needed. Item number 19. Gift bags and wrapping paper. Bags, wraps and ribbons pile up with the hope of reuse, but end up a messy heap. Charles, 70, a retired engineer in Arizona, collected 50 gift bags and 10 rolls of paper. Yet whenever he needed one, he still bought more because he couldn't find the right size. After sorting, he kept 6 neutral bags and 1 small box of wrapping paper, donating the rest to a local school. This saved him about $40 annually. And holidays were stress-free without frantic searching. Lesson: the true gift is love, not the wrapper. Item number 20. Extra blankets. This is the gateway to clutter. Many keep a dozen blankets for guests. Virginia, 75, a widow in Florida, had 12 stuffed into her linen closet. Many never used. Towels and sheets were crammed, coming out wrinkled. After keeping 2 for guests and 2 in use, she donated 9. Instantly, the closet breathed. Her bedroom felt calmer, and she saved about $120 yearly in dry cleaning. More importantly, she broke the just-in-case mindset, making other decluttering easier. Proof that one small change can spark a tidy life. So we have gone through 20 familiar items, silently making life heavier after 60. Hopefully, from each real example, you found at least one idea to begin your decluttering journey. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. I truly value every minute you've given, because your time and attention are priceless. If today's sharing brought you a new idea, a fresh perspective, or simply some inspiration to start, then that is my greatest joy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support is my motivation to keep bringing value to the community. See you again in the next video.